cloudy in some parts, sunny in other parts it seems today, as well as daylight savings, so we technically lost 1 hour. And with that in mind, I guess, what's going on today? I guess I read this first, which was kind of interesting. I know places like Ukraine, they're saying, give us weapons and so forth. And for some places, I guess they didn't. But how about this is kind of interesting, because apparently here there was a down drone. They're saying Russia was using an Israeli one or something like that with some parts. It says Ukraine photos claim to show downed Russian drone with Israeli origin. Moscow's 4-post reconnaissance UAV is produced under license from the Israeli aerospace industries. It was sold to Russia in 2015. And from looking online, these seems to be the photos, and what they describe here, which is the article, it says the authenticity of which has not been verified, show the ruins of the 4-post drone, including a plaque bearing the name of the Israeli aerospace industries. The 4-post is a reconnaissance UAV produced by Russia under license based on the IAI searcher. Such licenses were sold to Russia in 2015, and the country is believed to operate several dozens of such drones. Israel's searcher is considered to be a relatively old model, developed in the 1980s. Just shows you how long this stuff has been out there for, huh? And there was no, I guess, hysteria overall back then, like with consumer drones and all that. It says the use of Israeli-linked weaponry by Russia is a somewhat sensitive issue, as Ukraine continues to urge the Jewish state to provide it with military aid to fend off the Russian invasion of the country. So there would lie the controversy, where if they see something linked to Israeli there, they'll say, hey, how come you're giving them weapons and so forth? But I guess the argument here is it's old stuff. Either way, so many people using drones for military usage, huh? And these aren't, quote, consumer drones. Although with that in mind, today I was just checking the DJI Geofence stuff, because it is kind of annoying usually when you have to fly around certain areas and then they dictate what is a fly zone and what isn't when it doesn't match, for example, your local laws. And I thought it was just kind of interesting where today it seemed like they changed, I guess, the interface. But I'm just looking at it today, and overall, before, if you wanted to do self-unlocking, you just use their maps and so forth. You still do that, but it seems like, I guess, they changed the site around. So you can even see some of my really old, I guess, approvals from them, where I had to fly like around the airports and stuff like that. And it got me thinking as well, like you can just read kind of what they require you to do in terms of information, which makes you wonder, because they always argue, you don't have to give us the information, it's your choice, but if your product is locked, what choice do you have, right? It says here, for example, it says, to apply for the unlock feature, you will be required to provide us with some information about yourself and your intended flight location, including information about yourself, name, identification certificate, such as passport, driving license, the serial of the aircraft and all other, I guess, DJI stuff, and the documentation of your, I guess, approval. Actually, last time when I got approval for all that stuff around the airport and so forth, I basically just gave the approval from the NAV Canada and all that. I'd have to give things like a passport and driver's license and so forth. So imagine having to give up all your information there. Would you be comfortable in doing that? Which begs the question too, in terms of voluntary information, does a company have a right to get that from you? I think it's kind of weird overall still. You buy like the drone product, yet for some odd reason it makes it feel like you're just renting it or leasing it. I think ultimately it should be you bought it, and all the responsibilities should be up to you, correct? And whatever local laws there are in your area. It does work kind of the same way before, but again, it seems like they redesigned it a bit. I mean, someone else can try it too. It seems like when you log into the FlySafe, then all of a sudden when you want to unlock something, it'll redirect you to log in again, which kind of shows they kind of changed it for some odd reason. Alright, see you guys later.